talk today about how we need to be sharing our journeys during this time of evolution and expansion and awareness in our consciousness that we are in, specifically in 2020, this year out of time, where I'm pretty convinced it's been at least 10 years since March. At least it's felt like that thanks to all of the energies happening in the collective, but also at an individual level that I've been in. So I had a really amazing conversation with friends and peers this morning, and it really struck me how we don't share stories. We're also not celebrating our wins. Totally different video. Big morning. So let's talk about sharing our stories and why I personally believe if you're in the process of making the shift, if you're in the process in your awakening, in your expansion of consciousness during your own personal evolution, becoming more aware of everything around you, that it is incredibly important to share your journey, to find a group of people, create your own circle if you have to, but find a group of people that are trusted, that you can create a safe and sacred place with. Even seek out more public groups if it's something on Facebook or another social media medium that you use, but finding people that you can listen about their stories to and their experiences, and then you have a place where you get to share yours as well. Here's why this is important. Because when you are on this journey, you are going to encounter things that challenge you at a cellular level. It's going to challenge every belief system you have. It's going to challenge everything you think you know. And you're going to go through a process of deconstructing all of those thought structures and belief systems. And then you will begin to deprogram after you've deconstructed, and then find a way to go to the next step. Every time you're encountering not just information and knowledge and insight and wisdom, but as you're also encountering the energies that just are, you're going to see things starting to happen in your life. You're going to feel them in your physical body, your spiritual self, your energy self, your emotional self, that are going to lead you to things that make you feel like you're potentially losing your ever-loving mind. That is so somehow it is time to be checked in somewhere, evaluated, and medicated. You will have those moments. And it's important distinction to make that yes, when we're in the throw of things, it's always worthwhile to take a look at our mental health to ensure that we have the support and the balance that we need in any way that that transpires. But it's also worth understanding that if you are on this journey, in this process, and aware of what's happening in the process, that you are absolutely not losing your mind. Breaking free of the constructs of the third dimensional matrix that we have lived in the programming and conditioning with that, will make you think that you're losing your mind initially, because you have to face some hard facts that everything you've ever been told is potentially not the truth. Now, what do you do with that? And what happens when you start breaking free of that and you're seeing and you're sensing and feeling an entirely different set of information and energy and things that are outside of what you always thought, right? So let's take one quick pause, put a pin in that, and just say this for anybody that doesn't understand what I'm talking about. Do a little bit of homework on ascension, do some homework on just energy in general, breaking out of the third dimensional, as our entire planet is actually moving through an entirely different point in the universe, in space, that it's never been in before. We are encountering an entirely different set of energy. There is science to this. It's not just a bunch of woo. So as the planet is moving through space and through different parts of the universe, it's encountering new, different heightened levels of energy. You feel that within your physical body. We feel that as we see things happen in our planet, as it responds, being an energy body as well, okay? Now, if you throw into that the fact that we're in a process, a long overdue process of evolution, within, and evolution is change and transformation for those of you that are triggered by the word evolution, okay? All beings, all living beings go through evolution. It's called change. It's called transformation. Here's one way to think about that if evolution is a triggery word for you. You freaking do it every single day. You physically experience aging at the moment in your physical body as you grow and get up every single day, okay? That is a process of evolution. So take a deep breath if that's a triggering word for you and stick with me. Find something else that feels better. If you want to understand transformation differently, use that kind of concept or word. Don't get hung up on the word is the point. So here we are going through this entirely different process. Some of us are much further ahead than others. Some haven't even started the awakening process. Some haven't started that part of the transformation shift. But here's why it's important to share our stories. Let's bring this all the way back around. It's very important to not only share, but to also listen to other stories, because it will help you understand that each and every one of us is having our own experience. Therefore, each and every one of us is having a unique journey. What you can gather from a group of people or from the collective aspect is you can listen and learn that some of the symptoms that you're having or feeling or experiencing are relatively standard at different points in the journey. You will come to find there is a whole body of work just around ascension symptoms, or a body of work talking about what it is when things start activating in your DNA, and so you're going to feel a certain way. There are things that you can find about that, what it feels like to have an upgrade or a download, or what happens if, you're in the new part and your body's doing all kinds of things on its own and you don't even know what's happening. So you can find bodies of work where people have collectively talked about general symptoms that most people are experiencing. However, you are personally having your own unique experience. This is just what we call life. But if you want to think about it in the context of where you are right now in your journey, it's very, very important to understand that. Your journey is not going to look like somebody else's, so you cannot compare. And what I mean by that is if you're going through a process right now and you're looking at somebody else that you know, maybe somebody online that you've been following, or a friend, or one of these supportive circles that I've mentioned, you may be seeing somebody else's journey and you automatically go, I'm doing it wrong. I must be doing this wrong because I feel like crap. This is happening in my life. That person, it doesn't look like that for them. Why does it look like this for me? I must totally be doing it wrong. And then you just need to stop and remember, I'm on my own journey. I'm having my own experience. Yes, there are general symptoms. There are questions I can ask, but I am having my own experience, and therefore I have to listen to what I need. What does my body need? What does my spirit need? What is right for me? This is also about you stepping into your self-mastery while you do this. So you're learning to step into your own self-mastery and your own self-sovereignty as you begin to do this, because you're going to have to think for yourself. You're going to have to learn to step into your intuition. You're going to have to learn to love yourself, accept yourself, and learn how to trust yourself. Trust that you have already been connected and powered into all things your whole life. You just have forgotten and been conditioned out of it. So sharing our stories is super, super important. What happened in this group circle that I started with this morning about that chat was one of the individuals shared their story, and I was celebrating that with them and saying, yes, this is amazing. It's just we all get to have a different experience, but we have to talk about it more, because the more quiet we are, the more isolated we make ourselves, the harder it is, the more we struggle, and when we don't have to. So find circles that you like. I actually have a page on Facebook, a closed group that you can request to join. I will put the link below. It is part of making the shift, and a place to start having these discussions and talking about them more fluidly and meeting other like-minded people. It's a brand new group, so come and join. Help us fill up the page with people that are waking up and thinking through this until we can, have more of you spin off in your own circles and leading your own groups and sharing this information. So that's what this whole channel is about. Thanks, guys. I'll talk to you in the next one.